Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to try to film this really quickly because I have to head out the door in like less than 20 minutes. But I really wanted to get this filmed so I can start editing it right away. I'm very excited. My 2025 agenda from personalplanner.com has arrived. This arrived and Sam texted me that I got a package in the mail and he was like, it feels like a book or something. And I was like, oh, I think it's my 2025 agenda. And he was like, you know, it's only August, right? And I'm like, shut up. Here's my 2024 planner from personalplanner.com. I have been absolutely loving this thing. I think I have finally figured out everything and like figured out exactly the way I like things set up. The only thing I really haven't used, and this was something I was like 50-50 on would I actually use or not, but that is the coloring pages at the back of the book. I have done a little coloring, but really like not much. Like this is the most coloring I've done in these coloring pages. Maybe I'll actually bring some markers on the plane when I go to Florida in November and I'll actually do some coloring in here. This was a waste of space. I definitely did not add these coloring pages into my new agenda. Another thing in this agenda that I did differently after already receiving it was I added in these little trackers in the bottom corner. When I first ordered this, it was just like a little thing where you could write, it said notes and you could write something. I actually think my new one has something similar that I will show an example of. I just haven't taken it out of the packaging yet. I've been watching a lot of like bullet journaling on TikTok and stuff. And one thing that I really liked is when people did like these little tiny trackers and stuff, just like day-to-day trackers. So I have on mine things like working out, drinking enough water, taking lots of steps, clean up, and reading. That's one thing I have in here. So I literally made this little table on like Microsoft Word and I printed out a whole bunch and I just glued them into each week of my book. And I have actually been like filling them out, as you can see, and I've been really enjoying them and I really wanted more trackers. So I was able to add more trackers into my 2025 agenda. So I have been absolutely loving my 2024 agenda. Besides those coloring pages, I've used everything in here, all the extra things I added in comparison to my 2023 agenda. And I just have loved my 2024 agenda so much. I am hoping my 2025 agenda is my perfect agenda, that this is the one that I can just keep reordering over and over and over again. I mean, obviously some things might change in my life that I might want to take some things out or put some new things into. But that's the great thing about this company and this website, is that you can personalize so many different components of these agendas. You can just basically copy and paste a new agenda and just change the year on your next one. Or you can just completely start over, whether you want a completely new setup of things or you want an entirely different even size or anything. I've loved this particular size. I think this is the A4 size that they sell. I love it. It's worked out perfectly for me and my needs. It fits in my backpack to go to and from work. It fits everywhere I need it to fit. I love everything about this agenda and I'm so excited to open up my new 2025 agenda, even though it's only August. So here is the cover page of my 2025 agenda. I just picked this beautiful, simple floral design. You can pick like your own photos to put on the cover, but every time I did that, it always came up with like this message saying that there was a chance it could be blurry because they couldn't verify the quality of the photo, and that just always kind of scared me. So I've always just stuck with their designs that they have available on the website. That way I know it's going to be beautiful and crisp and clean, and I'm not stuck with like a fuzzy photo for a year. I have my ruler to mark the week I'm on, and then I also have my elastic band to close it. Here is the plastic sleeve that comes with them, and they also always include a set of stickers. Here are the stickers you get. I've gotten this set of stickers with all three of my agendas I've ordered from this company. This year, I decided to order some extra pages. They don't have a ton of options for extra pages. Like for all the extra things you can add on to your agenda, I wish you could buy extra pages of all of the different things that you can add on, I think that would be amazing, and I would probably buy a lot more than just this. But I just got a pack of the ruled paper. I don't actually 100% know what I'm going to use this for yet. It comes with a few sheets of paper. When I need one, I can put just the one page into the agenda and then save the rest for either later on when I need it, or even future agendas if I don't ever use all of them. Just like all my other agendas, I put a Star Wars quote into the very beginning page. This year I picked a quote from Luke Skywalker from The Last Jedi. And it says, "The Force is not a power you have. It's not about lifting rocks. It's the energy between all things, a tension, a balance that binds the universe together." So that was the quote I picked. Every year I've had a Star Wars quote, and I was like, well, I can't stop now. Actually, I think every year I've had not even just a Star Wars quote, but a Luke Skywalker quote. So I stuck with my same layout that I have gone with every single year. I love this layout. It works for me so well. So this is the layout where I have the 7 days of the week on one page here. And then on the second side, I have a bunch of different lists. So in my 2023 agenda, I was still kind of playing with this list page. But in my 2024 agenda, I really kind of perfected it for my liking. So this large list here is where I put kind of my to-do list for just general things like cleaning the kitchen, walking the dog, giving the dog a bath, things like that. And then on this side one here, that's where I put my to-do list, anything to do with my YouTube and my videos. So I'll put in here, film a video about 2025 agenda, edit this, post this, anything to do with my YouTube, I put here. So in this little square here, I don't remember what I did in this for my 2023 agenda, but for my 2024 agenda, I actually started writing little journal entries in here. I'm not a big journaler. I have tried many times to keep a daily journal, and I have failed miserably, where I write every day for 3 weeks, and then I just stop. So I'm not a great journaler, but I was like, well, maybe I can do a weekly journal. And I've actually stuck to that really well in my 2024 agenda. There's definitely been times where I haven't had really much to say, so instead I'll just put a sticker or a picture or something here. But for the most part, I have actually been sticking to writing just a small blurb of my journal in here. And in this last little corner square here, that's where I write all the movies I've watched throughout the week. As you guys know, this year I started filming videos where I rank all the movies I've watched within 3 months. And so this is what I use to go back and remember every movie I've watched in the last 3 months. This notes thing right here, that is what was in the corner of my 2024 agenda that I glued my tracker over. And in my 2024 agenda, you can see here I made my little tracker, and then right here I put little pictures for some coloring. I have actually colored those things because they're a lot smaller and easy to just quickly color. So in my agenda this year, I have the tracker here. So they have already put in the tracker. So that wasn't me gluing it in. They put the little tracker here. And then they still have this little notes, which is what was originally in the 2024 agenda before I glued the trackers over it. Now I don't have the little doodle to color or anything like that, but really not the end of the world. Like I said, the coloring definitely wasn't something I stuck to or needed or anything. And now it's just more room for stickers or anything like that. Let me find a good example in my 2024 agenda. Here's a really good example right here where I've taped in pictures, and I have a picture here from The Mitchells versus the Machine, and then some pictures of my nieces and nephew. Here I didn't put a journal entry, instead I put in this giant photo. And I did color the flower here, but this is just an example of what I've been really enjoying doing, is filling these up with photos and stickers and things like that. So this little note thing here will just be a place for either a note to myself, whether that's Star Wars is the best thing ever, or Jody, you're doing great, keep up the good work. So that is the layout for every week. And then we go to the back of the agenda where I did my custom pages. And so this year I did the budget again. I have actually been using this budget page in my agenda right now. This was something that I was like, hey, well, if I don't use it, I won't get it in my next agenda, but I have actually been using it and really liking it. So I got it again in this agenda. I put in a cleaning schedule again. Obviously the watch list again. This is something I've had in all 3 agendas, and I love it. and I've added more pages this time because I'm running out in my 2024 agenda. So I've added more pages into this one. So this page is different than it was in my 2024 agenda, not by my doing, by the company's doing, but this is a list page where it has different like sections to make different lists. And this is something I've been using in my 2024 agenda to basically keep a track of like video ideas I have. So anytime I have a video idea, I write it in here, and then I just keep like a little checklist of things I need to do, whether that's like film it, edit it, add tags, add links, things like that. I've been keeping those here. So in the 2024 agenda, they had like 3 sections, like, let me just show you. They had 3 per row, and this was actually perfect for what I needed. So I'm going to have to figure out some things about this one right here because I don't know what I would need all of this room for. So I'm going to have to figure that out. Then I have just a page for lists and stuff. In these pages, I've actually been keeping a track of all the books I've been reading. They do actually have like book trackers that you can add into your agenda, but I don't read a ton, so I figured I don't need like all of that for that. And then this is kind of disappointing. I added in a telephone and an address page, but they didn't print in the ones that I had already added onto my account. They did that in my last agenda, and I've added a lot more, and so I'm kind of disappointed that those didn't get added in. So I might have to email out to customer service and ask about that because I'm kind of disappointed. And then I have 2 things in here that are brand new to this agenda. The first thing is a year of tracking. So how I had the weekly trackers, this page gives me 4 trackers to track yearly. So I have certain things that I'm going to track, I guess, like daily, weekly. These are going to be other things that I'm going to track, and I actually already have a list of what goes where. So I'm very excited to get that all set up. The last thing I added brand new to this agenda, I added a knitting and crochet log. So I've been knitting a lot lately, and I thought this would be just like a fun thing to track all the projects I've been working on. I do have like a little notebook that I use for that, but I figured, you know what, this is my thing that I bring everywhere I go. If I'm working on something and we go like traveling or something, I'm not going to bring my little notebook that I usually use. I'm going to bring my agenda. Now I have, once again, everything I need, everything I usually bring with me to places in one place. And that's the main goal of this agenda, is having all of the things that I need in one place. Like I've said many times when I do these videos, I used to have multiple different notebooks for all of the different things I did. Like I had a notebook for just a to-do list. I had books of shopping lists. I had books of everything. The whole point of my agendas and spending the money to do these like customized agendas, the whole reason behind it is I like having all of the things that I used to have a gazillion notebooks for. I have it all in one place. That is the main purpose of these agendas. Yes, obviously it's like to keep a daily agenda and track all my crap I do, like working and seeing friends, all that stuff. But having like all of these different things in one place, like my to-do list of movies I watch, my list of video ideas I want to do, and now my knitting crocheting log, having that all in one place is so convenient, and I absolutely love it. That is my 2025 agenda. I'm so excited to start filling this up. I know it's only August, so it's probably just going to sit here in the corner for a few months. I'll probably start carrying it around with me in like December when I start planning a lot of things in January. But like, I know I already have a dentist appointment booked in February, so I can write that in here. I have a trip in January that I'm going on, so I can get that written in here. I'm so excited to have this and just get started using this. So I'll check in next year and let you know how I did with all of the different things I added in here. Like I said with my 2024 agenda, and I added new things. If I don't end up using these things, then for my next agenda, I can just not put those things into it, and we'll play around and we'll see what I want instead. So that's going to be it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, I would love it if you would like and subscribe. I post new videos every single Friday. If you like this agenda, I got it from the website personalplanner.com. I have an entire video, I'll link it down below, talking about all the different customizations you can do. I love this website. This is my third agenda with them, and I'm so happy with them, as you can tell. So I will link that video I did as well as personalplanner.com down below if you are interested. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.